Peace. This is Aaron. Peace for Healers. And I neglected to grab a crystal. Aura Rose Quartz. It's one of the crystals that always sits on my desk. Always within reach. Always available. Today is Sunday. And today I'm coming with no notes. I'm just coming with a message today and a message of understanding. Um, it's been a very, very interesting week, a unique week, and a time that's growing towards significant change. I want to just talk about who are you? Who am I? What is the purpose? Why are we here? The main thing that I wish to discuss here is the the concept of the soul, why we're here, what we're here to do. So the we are each a physical body. This is a physical body, and this physical body houses a spirit. The physical body houses the spirit, or the physical body is housed within the spirit, depending on your point of view. And then the spirit is attached to the soul. So I am Aaron. Aaron is this body. Aaron is the spirit that currently exists in this body, that currently exists as an emanation from my soul. The soul is attached to each spirit lives one life. And I emphasize this is what I believe, this is my understanding, and this is what I've received in downloads. I'm not telling you this is what you have to believe. You have to formulate your own opinions and beliefs based on the information that you receive. So I'm not telling anyone this is what you have to believe. But I'm going to give you what I got. So each spirit is meant to live one life. So the spirit of Aaron, once this body transitions, the spirit of Aaron still exists, but the spirit of Aaron returns back to connection with the soul, or back to greater connection with the soul. So the purpose of the spirit is to uh, to obtain and gain experiences. The soul is what receives the experiences. So the purpose of the soul is to basically gain experiences of what existence is. So the spirit basically is sliced off, and I don't know what terminology to use here, but it's fragmented from the soul. It's fragmented in a good way because the spirit comes from the soul, and the spirit comes into this body to live this human existence for however long it lasts. In living this human existence, there's things that your soul has determined before you came to earth, or before any incarnation, whether it be on earth, on another planet, in another dimension, whatever it may be. Before that happens, the soul has determined, and I'll take myself as an example here. The soul has determined, okay, actor Aaron, because Aaron's an actor. I'm playing the role that I was given. Do I like everything about the role that I was given? Honestly, no. But I love the fact that I'm doing what's in alignment with my soul. So Aaron has the role of being born. Aaron had the script of nearly dying at birth. Aaron has the script of being raised in the church. Aaron has the script of leaving the church. Aaron had the script of diving a little bit into spirituality back in the 80s. Aaron had the script of going back into the church in the 90s. Aaron had the script of just not digging into anything along a spiritual line or religion for several years. And the point I'm at now, and the script that I have, is that I have awakened spiritually, and I am doing the things that are in alignment with what my soul planned out for me to do. So everything and every step that I've taken has been the plan of what existed for my soul to lay in place for the spirit of Aaron to accomplish. I can say these things because I've questioned many times why? Why would I not be the person that I am today 50 years ago? Why could I not be that person 40 years ago? Why can I not teach and do the things that I'm doing and have done that for the last 30 years? Instead of working a 3D job, instead of doing the the things that I look at and could say, I've made this difference in so many people's lives over the 60 years of my lifetime. And the bottom line is, because it wasn't what I was meant to do. I was meant to live the existence that I am living, and I am perfectly aware it was meant for me to be. I am on script. And a lot of times people question, am I on the right path? Yeah, you're always on the right path. It's a matter of if you're deviating and not accepting anything of what your right path is. The right path is usually in alignment with growing. If you don't know what your soul's plan is, you can't be on the right path or on the wrong path because you don't have an understanding. For me, I could strongly say if I was to deviate from the things that I do now, if I was to deviate and go into a non spiritual life, and I'm speaking of me, I am deviating from my path because I know my purpose and why my soul has me in the place that I am in today. This is my role. I take my role. Do I enjoy everything of my role? Honestly, no. Am I going to embrace my role? Yes. And I do embrace my role. But ultimately, I'm an actor, and my soul has the script and the plan, and that's how it is for everyone. Everyone, you're a spirit, you're inhabiting a body, and you have a role. And the best example that I can give of this is your soul is let's excuse me, let's equate your soul with an actor. um and I'll pick an actor. Denzel Washington. Denzel Washington, let's say Denzel Washington is, and we're going to make parallels here. I'm not trying to create anything unusual. I'm just making a parallel. Denzel Washington is the man. He's one of the greatest actors ever. Denzel Washington is a man. Denzel Washington is an actor. Let's say Denzel Washington equates with a soul. So Denzel, a soul. And imagine this, because we're going to make a parallel. So draw a line down the center here. You got Denzel, the man, and you have the soul. And I wish I had visual aids, but I don't. So I wasn't really going to talk about all this right now. So Denzel, the man, real life, the soul. Denzel takes acting roles. So when Denzel was young, I believe he was in the play Fences. He played the role in the play Fences. Then he was in another play, let's just say Othello. And I don't know the details of Denzel's career, but I'm pretty sure he did play Othello when he was younger. Um, so those were roles. The purpose of being an actor and the the peak of being an actor is when you've taken on as many varied roles as possible. You are considered to be a great actor when you've played every type of part or most types of parts that are out there, and you had a convincing performance as that actor. So, parallel with the soul. The soul's purpose is to gain as many experiences. So, actor, you have roles. For the soul, you have experiences. These experiences come into play with the different spirits that the soul sends out to earth and to other places and dimensions that are taken off and that go in. So, actor Denzel, he steps into who he is as that character. Once that character finishes and once that role is done, he steps back into Denzel. The soul sends out the spirit. So let's just say, and I'm not going to use myself. I'm just going to use a general example because I don't, at this time, I don't delve into all the information that I'm not ready to share all the information that I know of myself, but I'm going to just take a random example. Your soul decides. So let's say your soul is a young soul, and I mean it's kind of hard to put a definition on young versus old souls because time is really a construct that we use. But let's say that soul comes to be, and the soul, by the way, comes to be as being fragmented or sliced off from source. And there's multiple sources, but I'll do another video on all that. So this soul says, okay, and also note, The soul has multiple spirits in multiple places at the same time. And I mean, based on the fact that time doesn't exist, alternate places for your soul exist all over the place. So let's just take time out of the equation, and your soul says, okay, I'm going to have this spirit go down and be Aaron in the 60s. This soul's going to go down in 1965 and be Aaron. And then prior to that, there was a spirit that came down and lived in prior time to that. Aaron's purpose was or is to take the experiences of religion, to take the experience of education, to take the experience of teaching, to help raise the the collective, to teach people, to get people to understand their gifts and their connection to source. That's Aaron's purpose. And Aaron's dropping into his purpose now. In other past lives, and I'm in other lives, past, present, future. This soul may have had someone come in that was a murderer. They may have had someone come in that was uh, uh, a general. They may have had someone come in that was a healer, someone that was a witch, um, someone that was a leader of people. And by the way, souls incarnate spirits not based on, and it's can be masculine or feminine. We all have masculine and feminine within us. So the soul's objective is to learn as much as possible and to play as many different roles as possible. Once the soul has completed all of those things, the soul ascends because it has completed all of those things. The actor, and we're going to come back to Denzel again. Denzel has played the character in Fences. He's played Othello. He's played police officers, detectives, womanizers, villains. He played a person that couldn't walk. He's played he played a Spartan or whatever character he was in that movie that just recently passed. So Denzel, he's played a CIA agent. He's played a retired secret agent, an equalizer. So he's played numerous roles, and he's covered just about everything that you could cover as an actor because he's played so many roles. So Denzel has reached the peak of being the greatest actor or one of the greatest actors because he's covered all of those roles. So he's completed, and we're just talking about Denzel the man. He's completed the entire path and process of being a great actor because he's assimilated all of those different roles. Your soul, back to the soul now. Your soul has sent the person that's listening to me right now. Your soul has sent you here to play the role that you're playing today. Whether that role is for you to be an asshole, whether that role is for you to be hateful, whether that role is for you to be racist, whether that role is for you to be along the line of Christ consciousness, whether that role is for you to be Christian, Muslim, whether that role is for you to follow the left hand path. Whatever that role is, the the spirit, I'm sorry, the soul has you here with the purpose of assimilating the experiences. Once those experiences are all assimilated, then the soul ascends back to the next level. If you're here and you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, your soul is basically sitting watching and saying, you need to do this. And the soul basically is looking at your actions and basically saying nothing's being accomplished. And if nothing's being accomplished, there is no soul growth. So you're not here to do the same thing that you've done all your life. You're not here to do the same thing you did in a past life. You're here to delve into something new. You're here to serve your purpose within the collective. Everyone, there has to be, everything exists. Here we go again. Everything exists on an axis. It's high vibrational, low vibrational. Good, bad. Everything exists there. So it's a overly used thing, but you have to have good and no good. You have to have evil. To have evil within the world, there has to be someone to do it. So let's say your soul is planning out your actions for the spirit, your spirit, and how you're going to act and what you're going to do. And your souls have other friends that are souls in the ethers. Your soul connects to other souls. Your soul communicates to other souls. Your soul may be sitting in a room on a soul couch with a whole bunch of other souls, and they're all sitting looking at what's going on. And your soul has said, you know what? I'm going to send another spirit down. I'm going to create another spirit and send that spirit down. And this spirit is going to be the most vile person because I haven't had that experience and I need to have that experience. And that soul says, I don't know who's going to help me with this. So then these other souls all sitting around on the soul couch having a soul drink, soul food, or whatever souls do in that arena. And there's other souls that say, hey, I'll help you out. I'm going to come down and I'll be your victim. And then another soul will say, oh, yeah, I'll have a soul come down to be your victim as well. And that soul just says, I love you guys. I love you all. Thank you for allowing me to go into the position of having these experiences within my soul. So ultimately, it's thank you for letting me go and just shit all over you. Because that's what I'm going to do, and that's what I'm going to do well. And I hope anyone listening to this at this time, and today is September 14th. So I hope that anyone listening to this today understands the significance of the point that I'm making. So that soul says, hey, you're going to go down and we're all going to connect at certain points within the lifetime, and we'll give this soul a random name. No, I'm not going to go down that road. This, let's say Soul A. So A goes down with the purpose of being the biggest, vilest, horrible person. That soul's come down, and that soul's come down because that was what was in the plan for that soul. That soul's come down, and that soul is effectively causing harm to so many. The victims are just lined up. That soul has basically completed what it is that that soul was meant to do. You can have love for a soul and for the fact that a soul is doing what it came here to do. You don't have to like the actions, but you can have love for the soul that's doing those things. Back to Denzel Washington again. The movie Training Day. That was one of Denzel Washington's greatest acting efforts. It wasn't one of his best. I mean, it was one of his best. It wasn't his best. But we're not here to talk about best, worst, or ranking his roles. But it was one of his greatest acting efforts. And that character, I absolutely hated that character. I repeat, I hated that character. And I can't remember that character's name, but he was a horrible, horrible man. It's a cop, by the way, if you haven't seen Training Day. But even in hating that character as I watched that movie, and I was honestly riveted to watching that entire movie when it started. I hated the character, but the whole time that I hated and watched that character, I loved Denzel. Again, I hated the character. I hated the actions of the character, but I still loved Denzel. I speak on this because I want people to understand that there's a division, there's a line, there's things that occur. You don't have to like everything that's in the soul's path. You don't have to like all the roles that everyone around you is given. But that person that's committing those horrible acts to you, that's their sole purpose. Maybe even your receipt of those horrible acts is your sole purpose. I make these statements just with the objective. There's no gaslighting here because wrong is wrong, right is right, but it's meant to be an experience. I've had bad experiences in my life. At the time that I had them, I looked at things as happening to me and horrible acts occurring around me. Now, I look at those things as experiences that have added to who I am, and they've added to the experiences that my soul sent the spirit of Aaron here to experience. Take your soul experiences, try to find a way to appreciate those vile individuals that may come across your path or that you read about in the news. I'm not saying bust it up with them. I'm not saying love the actions, but love the fact that we are all here with a purpose. We are all truly one. And I share that today because of all that's going on. And there's also just so much question regarding the soul, spirit, and how that actually works. I love you. I say peace. I love you. Make sure you love yourself more. And look for more videos related to this and everything connected to spirituality, spiritual growth. Peace.